Okay, so this is AKS 14, and this is talking about synthetic division and long division. So I'm going to do it both ways so that you see both types, because you're going to encounter those on different assessments. So on the first one, we can do synthetic division. We can also do long division, but it's just going to take longer. So I'm going to do synthetic division on this one because it has a coefficient of 1 and an exponent of 1 in the divisor. Okay? So the way we do synthetic division is we change the sign of the divisor. So that's going to be a positive 3, and we're going to put it this like little jail thing. Okay? And then we're going to write out the coefficients of all of our terms. You got to make sure that you include, like, if there's not an x term, you would have to put 0 for that x term. So we've got 2, negative 3, negative 13, and then 12. And you always want to bring down the first term, multiply what's in the box times what's in the bottom, add going straight down, multiply, add, multiply, add. Okay? And we always want to go one less than the exponent up here, and then go in descending exponent order until we don't have any more x's. Remember, we've got a 0 remainder, which this actually tells us that x minus 3 is a factor of this, but we're going to get to that a little bit later in the next unit. We'll see it graphically, but this would be my final answer. And again, we could do this the long division way. We would put this in here, and then we would put x minus 3 on the outside. We would use just the first term and this term. So the first one here, first one there. And we would say to ourselves, what times x would give us 2x to the third? So that would give us 2x squared. Then we're going to multiply by everything on the outside, which that would give us 2x to the third minus 6x squared. And then we're going to subtract it. So this would give me negative 3 minus negative 6, which is going to give me positive 3x squared. Bring this down. Say, all right, what times x is going to give me 3x squared? Well, 3x is going to do that. And then we're going to multiply. And then subtract. And then we're going to bring down the next term. And then we're going to say, hey, what times x will give me negative 4x? And that's going to give me negative 4. I'm going to multiply that out. And then subtract. And these are going to cancel. And notice how those numbers are all the same. These numbers are the same as what's going over here. Okay? So take a moment and I want you to try that second one. So first thing that you would do is write out what's underneath the division line. Remember, you've got this 6x squared plus 3x on the outside. Again, you're only concerned with the first term of both the inside and the outside. So you're going to say, what times 6x squared will give me 8x cubed? And that's going to give me, 8x. Then I'm going to multiply by everything on the outside. And then I'm going to subtract. And that's going to give me 6x squared. I'm going to bring down that 10x. And then I'm going to say, what times 6x squared will give me 6x squared? Well, that's 1. 1 times 6x squared is 6x squared. 1 times 3x is going to give me 3x. And then I'm going to subtract. Well, nothing times 6x squared is going to give me 7x. So this is my remainder. Remember, we're always put our remainder over what's on the outside. Okay? All right, so y'all are fairly good at AKS 9, but just kind of want to hit it one more time. So if we have an addition problem, we're just going to combine like terms. So we've got 5x squared minus 2x plus 3 plus 4x squared plus 7x minus 5. And we're going to combine our like terms. So 5x squared, 4x squared, negative 2x plus 7x, and 3 and negative 5. So we've got 9x squared plus 5x minus 2. Okay. On the next one, we've got subtraction. Okay, so we've got 5x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus 4x squared plus 7x minus 5. So we're going to distribute that negative, so this will give me 5x squared minus 2x plus 3 minus 4x squared minus 7x plus 5. And we're going to combine our like terms. So we've got 5x squared and negative 4x squared, which is going to give us x squared. Negative 2x minus 7x is negative 9x. And 3 plus 5 is going to give us 8. Okay. On C, we've got g minus f of 0. So you're going to plug in 0 at the end. So we've got g minus f. And we're going to plug in 0 in for f. So, actually, we're going to plug in 0 at the very, very end. I'm not going to do it yet. So we're going to write this out. Distribute that negative. And then we're going to combine our like terms. So 4x squared minus 5x squared is negative x squared. 7x plus 2x is 9x. And negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. Now we're going to take 0 and we're going to plug it in for all of our x's. So that's 0 squared. 9 times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 8 is negative 8. We have f times g. So we're going to take f and we're going to multiply it times g. So when we distribute this out, we're going to get 15x cubed minus 5x squared. On b, we have f divided by g. So remember, for b, we've got f divided by g. Now remember, we always got to take what's in the denominator. We've got to set it equal to 0 and solve. Because if we took 1/3 and we plugged it in here, we would get 0 in the denominator. And that's a big no-no. So we always want to say that x cannot equal whatever you just solved for. And make sure that you write the fraction too. Okay, so you say 5x squared divided by 3x minus 1, and you say x cannot equal 1/3. All right, g times g, so we're going to take 3x minus 1 times 3x minus 1. We're going to multiply it out. So we'll get 9x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 1. We're going to combine our like terms. So our like terms are going to be negative 3 and negative 3x. So we're going to have 9x squared minus 6x plus 1. Okay, so that's AK as 9 and 14.